Okay, so this is IGCSE Energy, Work and Power. What is energy? We're going to talk about this in class. Essentially, a lot of the stuff we look at is a change in energy. And that's usually associated with the term work. We're going to look at, energy is sort of a field that pervades a lot of stuff. And if you have a concentration of that field, then you can get matter. What you do need to know though is specific energy types. So kinetic, okay, so this is energy due to motion. So the object essentially has this energy stored in them because of that motion. So for example, a car moving. Gravitational, well, this is energy due to a position in a gravitational field. Okay, so for example, if you are suspended from the ceiling, then you have a gravitational potential energy. Now the reason why it's potential is that it can do something in the future. Okay, it can create kinetic energy, or it could do something similar. Another type is chemical energy. Okay, so this is a potential as well. These are all potential. So what can you do with chemical? Well, chemical is from, it's a stored energy in compounds or molecules. Okay, it's released with a chemical reaction. So, for example, where do we see that? Well, food. Okay, it's the most obvious. Strain. Okay, so this is energy stored in a spring or some other elastic object. Okay, so in other words, a stretched spring. So both of these so far have been potential. So food has a potential to do something later once you've eaten it, and also strain has potential to do something as well. If you pull a spring back, you release it, it can create kinetic energy. Nuclear energy stored in atoms. And atoms, I suppose you could say it's the mass of the atoms. And so, for example, we use this in nuclear power. Internal energy, okay, we look at more of this later years, but this is the sum of all kinetic and potential energies in an object. Okay, so effectively this is how much energy is inside something, the total energy. It's hard to calculate. We mainly look at the change in internal. So in other words, if we raise the temperature of something, we could actually find out what the change of internal energy is. Electrical energy, energy of a current, and a current Okay, moving electrons, they possess some energy. Light energy due to the electromagnetic spectrum. Almost you could say pure energy, okay, just energy, for example, X-rays and so on. Sound, energy due to sound. Now there's two types of energy, transfer and storage of energy. I mean, not two types, but two things you could do. Okay, so for example, stored could be something like gravitational potential energy, chemical, things like that. Now once you actually, let's say you had the chemical one and you burnt it, then you're transferring the energy. Okay, and that might go into another type of energy like heat, light, sound. What's the unit? It's the joule. Okay, capital J.